So now that we have went through and optimized our barricade to where it reduced the load quite a bit on the server, granted it didn't take up much to begin with, we want to go ahead and finish it out by actually destroying it. So when we purchase the barricade and it starts to make its way to the end of its movement, once it reaches here, we want to have basically a timer set up to where once that timer has elapsed, we can go ahead and destroy the barricade, making it to where it's no longer wasting any resources at all. And that's going to be configured through the data asset. So let's head to the data asset and we'll do it up here. So I'm going to just make a new section called cleanup, and this will be a bool b. Let's do can, or let's do, I don't know, is to be cleaned up, and we'll do true by default. Okay, so we have that, and we want a float. So let's do this will be like the delay value. So time to clean up, I guess let's just do cleanup delay, and we'll do 0 by default. Okay, so what we want to do here is inside of the barricade, when we have our motion component, we want to go ahead and bind to the motion components on motion complete. So when the motion's complete, we want to start a delay, and once that delay has elapsed, we simply destroy the barricade. So we only want to do the server side, so if has authority, we want to grab the motion component, and we want to grab on motion complete, because I don't believe I'm using this anywhere. Okay, just making sure. And we want to go ahead and add dynamic, and the object is going to be this, and then the function will be a barricade. Let's do on motion complete. So that'll be our function name. So let's go ahead and make void on motion complete, and let's add another one, void on, let's see, what was that called? On cleanup delay complete. So in the case of on motion complete, what we want to do is we can do another check here. Oh wait, this needs to be a U function because of the type of delegate that it is, but we only want to bind to here if our barricade can be cleaned up, or sorry, B is to be cleaned up is true. Otherwise, we just don't want to do anything. We don't want to clean it up, so we just leave it. So in the case of on motion complete, we want to start a timer, so we need a timer handle, so F timer handle. And we can do get world timer manager. We want to set a timer using the timer handle, this for the object, and then the function is going to be a barricade on cleanup delay complete, and then the delay. So the delay is going to be the barricade data. Not sure why that's what it grabbed, but we want the cleanup delay, and we want false for looping. Oh wait, no, that's not the right one. 0 for the first delay. Let's see, is it not? Should be something for looping. Okay, so we got the in rate, then the loop. So handle, object, function, rate. Huh. So yeah, so we're gonna pass in false. I'm not sure why it shows. I guess that's just the incorrect, whatever you call it. So once we have that, it's gonna end up to on cleanup delay complete, in which case we can simply destroy the actor. So let's go ahead and close down the editor and recompile and relaunch. Because by default, for this specific barricade, the delay is perfectly fine being at 0. So let's see, in rate. Let's see, so if it's less than or equal to 0, it clears existing timers. I'm not 100% sure if it will actually fire the timer though. The cleanup delay. That's for the rate from float to bool. Okay, I seem to be missing something dumb here. 1 second. Okay, I just realized I have the cleanup delay in here twice for some reason. So we had to remove one. So that explains a lot more. So anyways, now we can go ahead, recompile and relaunch and make sure we are good to go. Okay, once we are back in the editor, we have our new cleanup section. So this should, in theory, once it stops moving, basically just destroy it instantly. So we press F, we watch the door handle, and okay, so I guess it does need a small delay. So let's try one more time with a 1 second timer. 1 Mississippi, and there it goes. So it does seem like it does need a delay. So here we can just check that. So if the cleanup delay is greater than 0, then we run the timer. Otherwise, we simply call the on cleanup delay complete. And that'll take care of that. So if the timer is 0, it'll be instant. Otherwise, it will be well, whatever we defined in the cleanup delay. So we'll put that back at 0. Watch the door handle right there. And the second it's done, it goes away. Set that to 1, and it'll sit there for about a second, like that, and then it goes away. So that's good, and that is what we want. So we now have that, and if we uncheck is to be cleaned up, it should persist pretty much, as far as I'm aware, kind of forever, which it appears to be. All right, so let's go ahead and set the value back to the default, and that'll be all. So for the most part, the barricade itself is complete, and the only things that we really need to do moving forward is going to be making use of the interaction message. However, that's more entwined with the interaction system. So not 100% sure when we're going to get started on that, but it'll be relatively soon. Anyways, that'll be all for this video, and I will see you in the next one. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, which will also grant you early access to this entire series.